Well, how did we do today? I went to the barn briefly. It was raining a bit. I had a video for you guys, a couple of videos, just very, very short clips. We couldn't see a whole lot from how the babies looked, but I was very pleased with what I saw today. I know that Amy said she was happy with the ones that she went with. Everything is looking good with the yearlings. Now, how'd the horses do today? Some good, some bad. Let's talk about it. Yo, Mister, I thought... honestly, I hadn't driven him in a while. I hadn't seen him in a while. I just thought that it was an unlikely situation he would be beat. He was way down in class. He fit lower, but they won't let him drop that low. So we had to start the non-winners at 5,000. He just simply overpowered them. Earplugs in, 54 and a piece on a track that I would call, I think they called it sloppy. I don't know if I'd actually call it sloppy. It was way better than it was yesterday. I would say a second or two off. It was a good mile from Yo Mister, and definitely a interesting starting point, to say the least. Marching fourth was my next drive. I thought he raced good, a little bumpy in places, maybe got a little lost on the front end, but coming off 2 weeks off, and he had bled his last start. This is his first start on Lasix, and I'm sure if you're a handicapper out there, I don't know how you feel about it, but I know in the past a lot of people have always said, and I always felt the same way, second start Lasix, they always seem better. Now, he got beat by the horse that won it. I don't know much about it, but won quite handily. You know, Wilbur never even moved in the last turn. I never heard him growl at his horse or anything. He, whatever it is, just trotted up alongside. I thought that I would put him away, and quite the opposite. Marching Fourth didn't race bad. That horse was just better today. So how will he be back in a week? Second start on Lasix? I don't know. We're all going to find out together next week. 3-point Blue Chip in Dayton looked good. Now, I missed the memo that Kane Kaufman wasn't driving him. And Tyler Smith's a great driver too. Certainly no issue with the driver. But when you walk up to the horse and Lauren says, which is her job, and I'm sure she did, doesn't like the front, doesn't like to be first over. First thing you think is pretty quirky trotter. As it turned out, had he known him better, he could have blasted him out of there a little bit, got away third, rode the rail, and who knows what would have happened. But instead got away sixth, let Danny in, fanned out wide, and raced great. He drove the horse very well, and I don't see how he could have driven him differently not knowing him, right? I think that's how Kane would have drove him, because he knows him a little better. Definitely how I would have drove him, but it didn't work out bad. I thought 3-point Blue Chip raced good, closing in on the leaders quickly, finished up very strong, and I thought he raced very, very well. Tenacious Hanover, I hadn't raced since Halloween, right? And it's hard. You can train him up all you want, but it's not the same, right? Today is what, the 15th? So he's going on well over 2 weeks since he raced last. In with some Tigers. So the two horses that finished 1-2 were legit good horses. And I know somebody said, Anthony, you know, we gave $50,000 for this horse a couple of months ago. Yeah. Well, you're not buying the horse that won it for 50. I can tell you that right now. Those aren't bad horses. No, those are the middle-of-the-road gatekeepers you're going to find at every racetrack in North America, and they're no slouches. It's no joke. Now, had I got away third, stayed along the rail, I had to move around Jack Colleen in the last turn in the third quarter and the last quarter of the race. Had I been able just to sit quietly, third or fourth, I guess, along the inside, followed Brady, I'm probably a closing third. But when you have to use him in that third turn, or in that third quarter, and when you're out in the last turn with that horse, he's not quite as effective. He was a lot more effective last time, but it's not the same bunch. Talking about apples and oranges, not even apples and oranges. You're talking about apples and fish. They were not the same horses. The two up front that were the two to beat, like I said, tough kind of gatekeeper type horses. No jokes, no slouches there. And I thought the horse being off 16, 17 days coming into those types of fractions, I thought he raced pretty good. I'm not disappointed with his attitude. I'm not disappointed with his output. Just felt to me like he was a horse that belonged in that class, but was short. That's how he felt. The only disappointing part, Spitfire Overseas, I just looked to me like Brett was not happy with him the entire way. Now, I shouldn't read into this. I have no way of confirming this. I've not talked to Stacy at all, but I saw the same post parade you did if you were at home. Brett scored him down, had him going the right way the whole time. I'm thinking, oh, Brett's going to leave with him. And then he gets away last. tries to go around a floundering horse and makes a break in the middle of the turn. Not even in the middle of the turn, at the start of the second turn. Just seems like he's uncomfortable to me. So I'm going to reach out to Stacy. Now that he's dropping down a little bit, Yo Mister is now still fits the non-winners at 8,000. Maybe make a little trade for next week. Race Yo Mister in that class and bring Spitfire Overseas up to the Meadows for a couple of starts. That would make all the sense in the world, I believe. Got to shake the ring rust off this guy. This is not the first time we've seen Spitfire Overseas look or act like that. He's always bounced back. It's important to understand and note also, for everybody out there saying, what's wrong with him? We didn't put this horse away sore in any way. So this isn't him rehabbing or recovering from an injury. There's no injury to discuss. So it's just a matter of getting him back in shape, bringing back Spitfire Overseas. That's what we have to do. And that's what we will do. How we do that will be up to Stacy. I'm not going to say, hey, we're just going to take that horse. No, I'm simply going to ask her. If you'd like to swap, we'll trade you Yo Mister right now for Spitfire Overseas, who I believe should be dropping down in class. Probably fits in where Yo Mister would fit. Both can't race in that class. And actually, Spitfire I have to check the lines. He might fit a little bit cheaper. So we'll see. Whatever she wants to do is fine with me. Somebody messaged me, said, is he all right? Yes, he's all right. Go back and look at his lines. This isn't the first time this has happened. There's been plenty of times when this horse has floundered a little bit, and I butted heads with clients saying, we got to get this horse out of here. This is horse racing, right? If Stacy wants to keep the horse in Dayton, I'm fine to keep the horse in Dayton for now. She wants to trade for Yo Mister, I'm fine to do that right now. Regardless of what happens, Spitfire Overseas will end up back in Dayton, Ohio. And for those of you with a short memory, this is also the horse that made a ton of money in Southern Ohio. Took, set 2 track records, if not 1 for sure, last year. He's not recovering from anything. He's just got to get back into racing shape. Was today a good day? No, it was not. I'm sure he'll bounce back just fine. And then I watched Texong Soprano. I know that Scotty owns, it was a funny story. I like that trotter Scotty was driving. When I was down for the Breeders' Crown, Scotty had asked me to go into the barn and train his 2 trotters. He owns a piece of the one that was in the 2-hole also. I forget his name. It's a European trotter. I trained him like 56 at Mark Ford's. I liked him. Nice trotter. Just looked like maybe his strides were short. I don't know what went on with him tonight. I don't know the horse well enough, Jeepers. I only sat behind him for 10 minutes. I don't even know his name, let alone anything about him. Felt like a nice horse, though. But I'll tell you what, I was some kind of happy to see Texong Soprano race the way he did. He looked like the horse that we had raced. I'm telling you, you got to remember, you think of it. Spitfire didn't bounce out of the gate the same as he did last year. Looks like money, a little flatter than we'd hoped. They can't stay razor sharp forever. And they will return to their top form, but it'll be on their terms, not ours. And everybody thinks, just send them a new trainer and have the vet look at them, and then you just turn the key and they're perfect again. It doesn't work that way at all. These aren't race cars. We don't need a new air filter or change the oil. These are horses. They're performance athletes. Sometimes they just take a little bit of time. I'll tell you one thing. After Texong's last 3 races, I was very concerned. I didn't know what Scott would think. I didn't know what Megan would say. I had no idea what would happen with Texong Soprano. I'll tell you what, pretty good mile. Closing in third. He had every reason and every right to be a beaten 4th tonight, the way he'd been racing. Megan has him good. He looked good tonight. 3rd and 51 and 4, trotted 52 and a piece, 53. Thought he looked very, very good. So great job by Megan. Congratulations to all my partners. He might have been 3rd and 51 and 4. That's Lexus Cody. It's no joke on the front end. It's a tough bunch of horses. The horse that was 2nd, too, I don't know his name that well, Resolve Indeed, but I'm pretty sure that's the good horse. Pretty sure that's the good horse from Ontario. Not positive, but I think it is. So a very, very good mile from Texong Soprano. So when I look down the entire list of today, the only horse that didn't race good is one of the best horses we have. It'll happen. And I know, I'm sure you heard those 2 little dings. I'm sure those were both partners of mine on Spitfire Overseas. It happens. That's horse racing. He will round into shape. We'll get him going, and he'll return to his form, because I just can't think of any reason why he wouldn't. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I'm almost home now. Got some pizza waiting for me. Gonna have a good night with the kids. Maybe watch some movies. I don't know. What about the Mike Tyson fight? My prediction is, if Mike Tyson can end it in under 3 rounds, he will. And if the Paul kid, Jake Paul, if he tires him out, probably beat him by the 5th round. I can't see how Mike Tyson wouldn't be exhausted. He's old. He spent the last decade smoking weed and eating mushrooms. He said it, not me. And as tough as Iron Mike Tyson always is, he's not tougher than Father Time. And if he can finish it in under 3 rounds, it will be violent. If the Paul kid's smart, he's worked on his defense and he'll tire him out. I might rent it. I might rent the boxing match. Probably watch a movie with the kids, take it easy. I got a busy day tomorrow. No racing, but my day is packed. I have it planned out as well as I plan. I got a bunch of horses to train at the barn. I'm sure the kids will come with me. For those of you who maybe aren't on social media or didn't hear me say it, Amy is off to Ontario tonight to watch Taylor Swift. She is super pumped. Super pumped. She deserves it. So I'm glad she's going for a little break. The kids and I, we're on the loose tomorrow. Gonna train some horses. Let me see. Abby will want to go to the bouncy place. The place with the trampolines. Ava will want to go to the mall. And Ollie will want to go to the movies later on, but I don't think there's anything suitable for all of us to watch. So I'll have to have a stern negotiation with Mr. McDonald about what's going to take place tomorrow. I want to have a little bit of everything for all the kids. It'll be a fun day. Christmas shopping. Maybe. Anyway, Sunday, I'm fancy like Purple People Eater, outside shots with outside posts. Monday, all gas, no brakes, looks like money. Both have shots, but both in tough. George of the Jungle and Vehement on Tuesday. Vehement's picked to win if he gets around the track well. I don't think there'll be a problem. I don't know for certain. And George of the Jungle, yes, I was a little worried. I'm going to take it easy on George. I'm not going to lead with him. Race him, prompt the pace. I think we can have him better, and then have him even better than that for the final. So I'm about 5 minutes out from Brunswick. I will talk to you all very soon. I hope you had a wonderful night and a wonderful day. It wasn't a bad day at the track. For all my partners in Spitfire, chin up. They'll come around. Take care.